Siesta Sand Live. Siesta Sand Live is broadcast from Captain Kurt's Village. It's Siesta Key's home to great food, great drinks, great music, and great times. Look for the giant American flag.
Welcome to Siesta Sand Live. I'm your host, Natalie Gutwein, and today I have Commissioner Mark Smith on the podcast. We've had a great year. We've worked really hard to work toward this Siesta Key beautification, and he and I are going to have a lot to talk about, so stay tuned.
The next segment is brought to you by the Judy Berger team, part of Sotheby's International Realty. Whether a buyer or a seller, you'll be delighted with their service. And by Altez Vacations. It's the perfect place to go to find that perfect place to rent.
Welcome to Siesta Sand Live. I am here today with Commissioner Mark Smith, and I am so excited to have him back on the podcast. We were just talking. You were one of my first guests ever.
Yes, I was. I had that honor years ago.
Yeah, well, we've been 1 year since all this started.
I see.
We have gone past the calendar year. We're actually recording this on New Year's Eve.
Right.
Thank you for coming out on New Year's Eve.
Well, you caught me while I'm still sober.
Right, same. Pretty much the way it's going down in my world, too. But we live on Siesta Key, you know.
That's true.
We're supposed to have fun out here.
We're not dressed like it today.
No, of course we booked this on the one day that the coldest day of the year.
Yep.
Tomorrow we'll be in shorts again,
That's right.
which is, that's why I'm here.
That's right. Yeah. Well, I was fortunate to move down here in '63.
Well, we were talking about that. So you grew up here.
Yes, I did. Yeah, I was fortunate. My family moved from Detroit, Michigan, to Sarasota in '63. I was 8 years old, so you can do the math. And I went to Incarnation Catholic School, and then Brookside when that was a junior high.
Oh.
For ninth grade, and then to Riverview. And graduated from Riverview.
So you've got very, very deep roots here.
Yes. Yeah. My nephews still live here. My daughter, Liz, teaches at Sarasota School of Arts and Science.
Yep, taught
civics.
my son.
Yes.
He absolutely loved her.
Well, she's the favorite.
Favorite kid favorite teacher.
No, I have two daughters, and they love them equally.
Right. Well, my son loved that daughter very much.
Right.
She's
No,
a really good
She loves
teacher.
what she does. She's an excellent teacher.
Yeah, anybody that can deal with 8th grade boys and get them interested in civics, she's got to have some kind of gift.
Woo-wee.
Yeah.
It's not for the lighthearted or weak-spined or whatever. But
No, like Bob Knight said, now I know why some animals eat their young. That's kind of how I felt getting through my son's middle school years. Oh, good Lord. But yeah, and that's when she had him. She was really good.
No, she's excellent. She's a bit of a kid herself, but she comes down with that teacher voice when she needs to. And
so the apple doesn't fall far, being a kid themselves still.
Yes, I'm still working on the whole grown-up thing.
Yeah, me too. I think it's overrated.
I think you can grow up, you can't grow old. I think.
Yeah, I'm going to use that line.
There we go.
But yeah, very, very much so.
Yeah.
So we have had a crazy year, starting from the hurricanes.
Right.
And for the past year, we've all been working hard to work toward putting Siesta Key back together again.
Right.
And we just had a huge meeting. What was that, 2 weeks ago?
Right.
The county had their strategic planning meeting.
Commission, right. Strategic planning, right.
Can you talk about that? Most of the people out there have no idea what the strategic planning meeting is.
Okay.
Yet another time you got to see my beautiful face sitting in the audience.
Yeah, you're a bit of a stalker when it comes to county commission stuff. We meet, in November, there's elections usually.
Mm-hmm.
And then in December, as we're getting end of the calendar year, second week in December, we have the strategic planning for the Sarasota County Commission. And before that, we submit items that all the commissioners submit items to Jonathan Lewis, the county administrator, on what we believe strategically our focus should be for the next year. And then he puts them on a list, and then we go through it. And you, as a commissioner, you can either own that item or not, depending on.
Okay.
I usually speak up, as others do, just because if you're trying to get a consensus of the other commissioners, you're going to have to sell it.
True.
Unless it's obvious. And so that's what we did, and I think we ended up with 4 items that we consensus.
Put on the list.
Yeah, I mean, there are other items that I had brought up, for instance, that basically will become staff directives.
Okay.
They don't fall into a category of a strategic plan. Anyway, but you still bring them up. The ones I brought up that didn't make the list, I wanted to bring up so that I could get the board's consensus that we should
just bring attention to that.
so they'll come back. And so
Well, I noticed that. Well, the whole process was interesting to me. There were several things on that list that all the commissioners had put on that list.
Right.
And it was interesting. So sitting in the audience, I'm sitting there
Right.
all day long. I'm listening as you're going through all the projects, and half of you guys are doing your best to stay awake. Me too. I'm sitting there in the audience going, oh my God. Because it started at like 8 o'clock in the morning, and then
Yes, it did.
and it goes through and it goes and it goes, and you're talking about everything that's gone on that past year.
Right.
And then after lunch, we got to this strategic planning
Right. Yeah,
part of it.
staff goes through all their accomplishments. And at least the highlights. The strategic planning book is rather thick. And we have accomplished a lot. We have a good staff at Sarasota County. Not all departments perform equally.
Right, yes.
Without naming names. But in general, we have a real good staff, and they did accomplish a good deal. And we give, as a commissioner, you're a policy maker. We give direction, and then they have supposed to make it happen. And so that the first half, you're right, was a list of everything they've done, and also what they're still working on. And then the second half, you might say, is what we as a commission wanted to see happen.
That makes sense. That's when you got the floor, and
Right.
you could all actually speak and talk about what you wanted, what was important to you.
Right.
A couple things that surprised me: how many projects are currently going on, how many buildings are being built right now in the
Yes.
county.
Yes, there's almost every department seems to be getting a new building.
Oh, wow.
I know Parks and Rec, mosquito control, planning and development. The emergency folks just opened up their building. And of course the big one, and libraries, the History Center is going to be coming online here next year, I think.
Another thing, the fact that we have an entire building just dedicated to mosquito control and how they track the mosquitoes,
Right.
and they know exactly what mosquito is here and how to
yeah.
track it. That was I had an issue with mosquitoes. I called, the guy came over, he was amazing.
Yeah.
He sprayed, he did everything he was supposed to. He said, if it doesn't, if you see it anywhere else, let me know. And he did. It was
Well, no, I
good.
recommend everybody take your kids and go to the mosquito control folks. Their new building's going to be opening up this year.
Oh, I bet it's very interesting. It
It's
sounded
amazing.
incredibly scientific.
Oh, I mean, they drop small fish into areas to eat mosquito eggs. And they've got huge vats of these little guys and gals swimming around, and they pick them up and they drop them off. I mean, it's a real science.
I didn't even hear that part of it.
And now they're using drones with an insecticide to go and instead of planes dropping, the planes used to drop, spray the area, which is an interesting thing. But now they use drones, and they can fly in and just target where they know the mosquitoes are. So it's absolutely fascinating.
It was. I was totally fascinated by the whole process. That woke me up sitting there listening to mosquito control.
Right. Well, there you go.
But we got what we were going for, though.
Well, on my list, and one of the other commissioners, and I'm guessing it was Commissioner Nunder, had Siesta Key beautification and really recovery that we need badly.
Right.
And so it made it on the list, which is a great thing, because now we've got to figure out how we're going to pay for it.
Right.
Which is going to be an exciting time, as the governor and the legislature is going to eliminate all our property taxes.
I get asked that a lot, whether or not I think that's actually going to happen.
Something along somewhere is going to happen. It's going to happen. Now, to what effect? It's going to affect our budget, because the schools and the sheriff's office is not going to be affected, we're told. But the sheriff's budget is a good percentage of what we take out of property taxes. And so if we cut as much as they're saying they're cutting, watch out parks and libraries.
Wow.
It's just
yeah,
one of
you
those
can't.
things.
Yeah.
And so I mean, we've been prosperous for a long time, and I don't deny that we need to lower these taxes, but we have to be careful that we don't
Right.
Kill us. As far as this, we're a tourist economy.
Mm-hmm.
And real estate. And so we've got to make sure we can continue to maintain the beaches and
Right.
Siesta Key. And this is the big push, was the fact that my sales pitch was that Sarasota County needs to invest and reinvest in Siesta Key because as emergency, we interestingly enough, we had a workshop with the state, the Florida Emergency Management folks, and his name escapes me, but he's on the cabinet. It'll come to me later. But anyway, he had asked us all, and at the meeting, he was actually at the EOC building. We had the county commissioners there, and then we had the city commissioners from Venice. The city of Sarasota couldn't make it. Lombo Key was there, and Northport. And the question was, what's the largest cash crop in Florida? And the answer is tourism.
Oh, you're right. Oh, yeah.
It's and so his comment was that after a disaster, if you want to get your economy going, you're going to have to focus on visitors and getting visitors and keeping visitors, and
Right.
which means our commercial districts need to be looked at and
Right.
and invested in, and for street lighting, landscaping, street furniture, paving, signage, banners, all the good stuff that
Right.
that it's inviting, and that people from out of town will come back to.
Right. Well, I've heard twice in the last 7 days, I've had two people come up to me and say, we were talking about recovery and all that, and they said, the biggest thing I was worried about wasn't my house. They said I could rebuild my house, and I knew I could. But if the village was wiped out,
Right.
it would never be the same.
No.
And they said that's
Right.
what I was really worried about. And they said, I hope you get the funding. I hope you can beautify it and all that. And we are. We're on our way.
We're on our way. We got to figure out where and how.
Right.
But at least it's recognized as a strategic item that we've got to do. And it's not just the village, but it's where we're sitting right now at Captain Kurtz.
Right. All of Siesta Key.
And Midnight Pass Road. Everything that we just need to bring it up to where it was and exceed it.
Right.
And one of the things I'd like to see, and for those that work for Florida Power and Light, I'd like to see the power poles buried by the beach.
Right.
Spent all that money beautifying the beach, and it looks great, and the new buildings and all. But that picket fence of power lines going along Beach Road.
Right. I've wondered about that also because they did bury him in the village.
Well, yeah, that was one of the things.
Project that you, for those of you that don't know, Mark was the engineer of our original project. He put the whole thing together, the first beautification.
Well, I had to give Troy Seipert some love
and
here.
Troy Seipert, yes.
He was my partner in crime there. Being an architect and being in the village, I was elected for 5 years to be the Siesta Key Village Association's president, and was liaison between the village and the county. During that time, where we did bury the power lines, the county did pick up.
And that was the original beautification.
Right, that was back in 2000. I think actually Troy and I trucked around some boards. I think in like 2001 or 2. It took us to 7, I think, before the project got underway. Right as the recession was coming.
Perfect.
2008 and 9. Yeah, I was hoping that we weren't going to kill the patient during the operation because nobody was coming to Siesta Key to the restaurants at the same time we were moving the sidewalks in front of the restaurants. So it was an exciting time for everybody. But it was needed. Street furniture, the landscaping, the back olives were a mixed blessing. Some areas they work great, others not so great.
Well, we've learned a lot.
It's the irrigation, everything was a learning curve there. But it worked. I mean, it for a while, but it's been 20 years.
Right.
And things
have changed.
Things rust. I mean,
right. We found that pavers, they raise, people trip.
Well, still roots because they're sitting in sand, except where the driveways are. They have concrete underneath them.
So for those of you who don't know this, I have now working on that board that Mark is I'm the one taking the lumps now. Thanks, Mark.
No, I appreciate it.
So I'm the one walking through the village with the county going, yep, fix this, fix this, fix this. But, I mean, it's been 20 years. And
we just need it. And we need to do the same thing on the south end of the island,
right.
By Stickney Point. It's a beautiful area.
Well, Siesta Key, the entire key is an overlay district.
Right.
It's already set up, the entire thing. And then we also have the district there in the North Village. So who knows how this is all going to work out with how we end up structuring this whole thing.
Sure.
But yes, it is the entire key.
Right.
We need signage. When you come over that island, it needs to say, you have arrived.
Right.
Siesta
Absolutely.
Key, welcome. We don't have that. We don't, it's, you come over here, it's beautiful, you get here, people love it, but we've got to make it better. And
well, I can tell you that when we first, I can't remember what year it was, when Siesta Key first got voted #1 beach in the country, the chamber, Siesta Key Chamber, I was a board member way back then too, and we tried to get a banner across the street.
Oh, yeah.
Across Stickney Point Road. But it was owned by the state then, controlled by the state.
It's not now, right?
No, it's not.
Oh, that's county property, isn't it, Mr. Smith? Okay.
So
Note to self.
I believe that should be one of the things we think about. Now, the North Bridge is in the city.
That's a city, yeah.
So
we work together with it, yeah.
Well, you got to talk to the folks at Bay Island and see what's up there. But anyway, most folks get on the key based on traffic on Stickney
Point, right? Well, that's where that's
where Google takes
Google or Apple Maps or wherever. Even when I put in to come home from somewhere, it always takes me down Stickney Point Road, even though I know there's a better route. So I just take it to Bee Ridge and then I go down. But
yes,
that's the local secret.
That's right. Yeah, don't tell anybody.
Don't tell anybody.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, I try to use the North Bridge as much as possible.
So just want to give it away. Fine.
I know. I can erase that part.
Okay, good.
We'll cut that out.
Edit out.
So yeah, it has been a wonderful year. I'm so excited about where we're at. You know, we sat down here. The first time we sat down, it was pretty gloom and doom.
Well, it was after the storm. Mm-hmm. And a lot of destruction.
Yeah.
And we hadn't been hit. As I mentioned, my family moved here in 63. 62 is when Donna hit.
Oh.
And that was the storm everyone talked about then, obviously. But we hadn't had a direct hit since then.
Do you know if water came across the island for Donna?
I don't know. I was only 8 years old, and I wasn't allowed to go that far.
They didn't exactly have the internet back then. You know?
No. But I remember a buddy of mine growing up that his dad was here, grew up here in Sarasota. He said in the 50s there was a tidal wave or water. He described it as a tidal wave. I'm not sure how tidal it was. But anyway, that went across Siesta Key, and there wasn't a snake on the island for decades after that. So,
you know, I had heard that, and it didn't make sense to me until after the
That's right.
hurricanes, because you realize salt water kills everything.
Right.
I still have the yard to prove it. I'm
That's right.
still working on it, because you plant things and
It's take a while for
you have to oversaturate that.
we need a lot of rain.
Yes,
Right.
which we really haven't had since the hurricane.
Well, no, it's the dry season. This is why people visit now. It's
Right.
supposed to be warmer and drier.
Yes, we are going into our beautiful, wonderful season. Like
That's
I said,
right.
tomorrow we'll be in shorts, but
That's right.
you know, today we're outside. We're at Captain Kurt's.
That's right.
Beautiful end of the island. It's so different. That's one thing I love about Siesta Key. You go down Stickney Bridge, you take a right, you get one experience. You take a left, you get another one. You go all the way down to Turtle Beach, and it's
Right.
completely different.
Sure. No, it's unique, and was my fear when Milton was going to come across us after Helene, is that if it had stayed a Category 5, my prediction was 80% of the commercial buildings on Siesta Key would have been wiped out.
Oh, yeah.
And not to mention how many residential, but it wouldn't be the same.
No.
These little tiki huts and one-story buildings.
No, because we have to come in.
You got to come up.
I mean, you're the
Or-
architect. You
or-
know,
or-
you got to go up. You know,
Or you could flood-proof them. I mean, the Summer House is one that I designed, the restaurant in the village, and that's flood-proofed. Gidget's is a flood-proof building that I designed, so that you.
And they're not that high up off the ground. I mean, they're high enough,
No,
but I mean,
they're
are not like the
30
structure that
30
are
inches
like
or so.
17
Well, no,
feet
it's
above.
better. No, you're right, and they have flood panels, and such. So you can do it, but restaurants can go up a little higher because it's a destination. Retail needs the connection with the street. People
Right.
walking down the street and looking in the windows. So it kills retail to go up any more than we did. But it would just be different. You know,
It would, yeah. If it took everything out, that would that would definitely change things. But you know, I mean, they got hit hard here.
Oh,
at
yeah.
Captain Kurt's, but they came back and better than ever. I mean, this place. If you haven't been out here recently, Captain Kurt's, it's huge now. They've added on. Well, I don't know if they actually added anything on. They just kind of restructured what they had. More
they
tiki
own the
huts.
property, and so they utilized all of it.
Every inch of it. Yeah.
So no, it's a plaza. It's a destination for sure.
Well, why don't we take a short break and
Okay.
come back and talk about bathrooms?
All
Sounds
right.
exciting.
All right. I can't wait.
All right.
Bye.
The following segment is brought to you by Beach Bazaar, located in the heart of Siesta Village. Everything for the beach, and we do mean everything. And by FAM Development, the area's best in custom-built homes. Start living your dream on and around Siesta Key.
So I'm back with Commissioner Mark Smith, and we're going to talk about one of our favorite subjects, bathrooms.
In the village.
In
not
the
just- Not
village.
just any bathroom.
That's right, bathrooms in the village. You and I have made some strolls around the village trying to figure this out.
Yes, we have, and fortunately, Sue Bayless and Wendell Jacobson at the Beach Bazaar have offered to the county land for the toilet rooms in the village. This is something I've been working on before I got elected.
Right.
This
is, for a while you've been working on
for
this.
a long time. And so I believe we have a good location for it.
I think so too, yeah.
Across from Morton's Market. And as with everything,
It's a process.
It's a process.
Well, people had talked before about putting it right at the
Gazebo?
where the gazebo is.
Well, that was a thought.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, it had some pluses and minuses.
Right. Well, we need bathrooms down there. I mean, the bottom line is there are none. If somebody is not eating at one of the restaurants.
No, the nearest restaurant's the beach.
Yeah.
I hate to say that, but it's about a mile or so away. But no, it's long overdue. And so I believe I'm going to go on a limb and say that we should get this thing.
Get something done. I think so too.
I feel this year is it.
And we can make that part of the strategic planning, correct?
Well, it's more of a staff directive.
Oh.
But I believe it should definitely be part of the items on our list of what we need for Siesta Key.
Right.
And so I want to wrap it up into that because with everything, it's how do you pay for it?
Right. Just make it part of the project.
Just make it part of the project.
So our next step in all of that is going to be our workshop, correct?
Yes.
Have you, as the board, have you talked about a date yet, or?
No, we've been enjoying the holidays.
What? You get time off?
Believe it or don't, yes. And so it'll come up. I can find out. I'll find out. I have my next meeting with Jonathan Lewis is mid-January.
Okay.
The Monday before our first hearing.
When is the next board meeting?
I believe
like
it's
the second
17th.
week of 17th, third week of January?
Whatever. It's the 17th. I mean,
I'm sure it all runs together at this point.
It must be the third week because that's 17.
Yeah, that would be okay.
Or the 14.
Okay, true.
Anyway.
Yeah. And today's the 31st, so yeah.
That's right. There we go.
Figure it out somewhere. That's going to be an important step, the workshop, I think.
Yes, it is. And we need to get
give
all
the
our
public a
ducks in
chance to talk.
And come forward.
Mm-hmm.
And you and your committee
Oh, we'll all be there. Yes.
have done a wonderful job. Putting a list of things that need to have on it. So that'll be, I believe, the basis. And there'll be others, I'm sure.
Right. Well, I get emails. I get suggestions from people. And people have great ideas. It's very much a collaborative effort, I think. But that's just kind of the community out here,
Sure.
the way people are.
Everybody's vested.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we all are. Every single one of us. Whether you live here, work here, vacation here,
Right.
anything, own businesses.
Well, this is Sarasota County's beach.
That's true.
And so even though there's other beaches and other areas, but this is my beach. And
Right.
it's number one, and the rest of them are 2 and 3. I don't know.
Right. What's number 2? First loser to cross the finish line. We're number 1.
Wow.
We are So, speaking of the beaches, do you ever see lifeguards going in down anywhere else other than where they are?
I mean, in the future?
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to. I believe at a time they did patrol the accesses. But I don't know why.
Why they stopped?
Yeah, I don't know even when.
Well, the sand it's accreted quite a bit down around and changed.
And even if it wasn't year round, during spring break,
right,
or even during the other time when we're in season.
Mm-hmm.
To me, it seems to make sense.
I think it's part of the evolution, and I think that's what's going on with Siesta Key is we're evolving. Nobody wants to lose the charm of Siesta Key, and that's something that I really want to put out there especially as the spokesperson for everything that we're doing, that is the number one thing we're trying to maintain,
Sure,
actually,
Everything
is
we
the
do
charm of Siesta Key.
It needs to be in scale
Right.
with what we have. And
But resort quality, that was the term you coined years ago.
yeah,
And
that's worked out well.
Yeah. Well,
It's-
I've
it's a
grabbed a hold
goal.
of it,
It's-
and
it's-
we're rolling.
No, it's true. It's true. And it's just that, county staff, bless their hearts, the folks that do maintenance don't maintain to that quality.
No, but
so-
in other places, and we've talked about this before, when you go to other beaches, when you go to other tourist spots, they do.
No.
It's
I'm
possible.
not, I'm
We
just saying
need.
it's a different. We
It
need
is
different crew.
yeah,
How's that?
and that's going to be part of the evolution.
That's right.
Is we're going to come up with a plan, and we're going to make it work, and we're going to have contracts and better ways of managing all of this. But we've also had 20 years from the inception of the first beautification to learn.
Sure.
And we have. Apparently, olive trees are a no. They're
Well, in certain areas, I mean,
Yeah.
trees in general have roots,
right.
and roots can make concrete go up.
Yes.
Bricks or whatever.
They're pretty. I mean, the village was always pretty with them, but
Well, some caught on, some didn't. The ones side the Daiquiri Deck and Gilligan's never caught on, but the ones farther north, around Davidson's Plaza and such, that they all caught on there. I think it has to do with the amount of earth that are around them. They don't like to be stuck in sand with a small circumference.
oh.
That's my Sherlock Holmes.
Well, what we've been talking about now, putting through down there, is palms. And of course, it's a big debate over which palm trees are going to go there. I know a lot of people, like right now, there are hardly any trees on the Gilligan side of the road.
Right.
And people keep asking me, well, why don't we just put something in there? Well, that's because we have no irrigation.
Right.
That went kaput years ago.
Right.
But as we're coming back into it and we redo all of that, that's kind of where we're at with it, is some palm trees. I would love to see the crosswalks lit up. Something that identify, because, I'm driving down the village all the time, and I just stop at the crosswalks, especially this time of year, because I see what tourists do. Well, not just tourists, everybody. They just kind of come around a curve and they don't stop. They do not stop to see if a car is coming. Even because it's a crosswalk, they just go around and keep going.
Well, let me make a comment about the lit crosswalks, because that was a subject 20 years ago. At the time, I haven't counted recently, but at that time we had like 17 crosswalks. And if you drive down...
over the whole, across all of Siesta Key. Okay.
No, just...
In the village?
In the village. I believe there's about 17 crosswalks. And what we had...
Was the whole thing a crosswalk?
Well, I mean, they're almost at every... There's a couple every so often. We targeted them there so that that's where people walk. You want them to walk, not...
In certain areas, right?
So anyway, but what we had initially, we had those wonderful crosswalk signs, the diamond, bright yellow.
Right.
And we had those at every crosswalk. So when you came into the village, all you saw were all
crosswalk
and
signs.
so you can't see the forest for the trees.
No.
So we eliminated those when we did it, and then they said, "Well, shouldn't we light it?" Well, if we have the lighting crosswalks, every single one,
That would have been a
it's going to
lot.
look like disco, because as you enter the village at night, they're going to be.
Well,
all
I
going-
was thinking of something like LED or something, maybe solar powered, that was just
That's just-
always lit
on.
up.
Well,
a few
that-
different
that
areas,
would be
and
fine.
maybe put have local artists paint something, which that's not going to show up at night. But I mean, something to delineate that this
Well, I don't think
is.
if you heard, you can't paint crosswalks anymore.
Oh.
The governor didn't like it.
Okay, well then no, we will not be painting crosswalks.
Although it was found by FDOT that painted crosswalks actually reduced accidents and pedestrians being hit. And I brought that up at an MPO meeting.
But we cannot paint crosswalks anymore.
No, you can't do that.
Not even in an overlay district? We don't have any workaround on that?
That may be a state road. Maybe it's not. Anyway, something to put on your plan.
Okay.
I mean, the bricks were supposed to be a way to delineate it, which is true, but at night, you can't really see
Well, we
it.
could do a different colored.
we
We've
actually-
talked about like different concrete with like the sparkle stuff in it, like we have over at the beach, whatever that is.
All right, yes.
You know what is that called? Just a different aggregate in the concrete
Yeah,
that makes it
basically.
sparkle over there at the public beach.
Yeah.
Something like that. I've even talked about having that on the sidewalks.
Uh-huh.
The colors that are, the blue and the colors that kind of.
So you're talking about taking all the brick up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. There you
Yes. Well.
go. That may be the thing to do.
Well, it's
and
not.
to put,
We will constantly be chasing that.
I once made the comment that we needed a brick spatula, so we just turn the bricks over.
Yeah, that would work. Well, it's
Anyway,
they just
don't do that.
They rise. It is constantly.
I hear you. No, I think something along that line, replacing the brick with those, would be the thing to do. That type of sidewalk, something unique, something beachy, something colorful. No, I think that'd be a good idea.
Yeah, I really like what's over at the public beach now. I think that looks great. It's a really light concrete with the sparkle in it.
Yep.
That's just, again, one of the ideas that have been thrown out there.
Well, get a hold of Sweet Sparkman. They were the architect on that.
Jerry has reached out,
That's
and
right.
he has.
He's now a Siesta Keyer.
Yes.
Or keister,
Yeah,
whatever we wanna
and
call
a
it.
keister. Yeah. I think that's why pain in the keister is
That's
that
right.
what we are right now. But yeah, he's offered his assistance and
Yeah.
kind of helping us out with this whole
Sure.
project. And it's pretty easy to say yes to this stuff. Yes, wanting to make it beautiful.
Sure.
Of course, we have to find the money.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm talking to my dad in high school. I'm like, Dad, come on, give me more money. He's like, Natalie, it's not an endless bucket. I'm like, what do you mean?
Yeah, get a job.
Right. Yes, but we have to figure it out, all of us together.
Yeah. No.
And there are so many people. The Siesta Key Chamber.
Sure.
That's a big piece of the puzzle.
Sure.
All of the different businesses and a lot of ideas come from that place as well.
Sure, because people want the place to look great for their businesses.
Mm-hmm. Right. What are you hearing amongst the county employees about? You haven't really talked since you put Siesta Key on the strategic
Right.
plan much, I'm assuming.
No, I haven't heard from staff, and we're a bit of a homeless tribe right now because we don't have an office building.
Oh, when do you move into that?
That's a good question. In theory, it'll be March, April. I think our first scheduled board meeting is in April.
Oh, okay.
So right now we're scattered among the county and the staff scattered, and so
Yeah, that's got to be difficult.
it's unusual. But anyway, we still email each other.
Text, carrier,
That's right.
pigeon, whatever.
And then the meeting, the Mondays before the board meetings, I have share a small office above a warehouse out east of town
Oh,
in a hidden location. There's no
right.
sign on it.
Don't tell me. I'll stalk you out there.
No, that's right. No one's allowed in.
But you live like a half mile from me, so there's that. So let's say,
Esther, we may need more cameras.
right, you just might. So let's say you had a magic wand and you could just come out here to Siesta Key.
Right.
Money wasn't an object. What would you do?
Well, I would do the sidewalks like we're talking about, and let's say they match the Siesta Beach, and take it all the way down Midnight Pass into the village and all the way down to here, Stickney Point, and
Right.
and go all the way
Yeah.
through here. There would be street lighting would match. We'd get rid of the industrial grade street lights, and they'd be like we have in the village or something similar to that to make it more pedestrian friendly. We'd have street furniture, benches up and down Midnight Pass Road. We would have, they would definitely be at the trolley stops.
All right.
And there'd be covered seating, so people aren't waiting for the trolley in the shade, not the sun.
Right.
And a lot more landscaping. There'd be a lot of lush tropical landscaping, and work with the condominiums
Right.
along there to add some, because the county doesn't own anything.
Oh, for the trolley stops and the,
And,
yeah.
I mean, the county owns the sidewalk to sidewalk. You know, we don't own anything.
On the inside of that,
we have to
right.
work with the condominium council.
Yeah.
And the condominiums themselves to help beautify. But I mean, it'd just be a team effort to unify this business district, which is the south by Sickney Point, with the
north end,
village.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that's all doable. I don't think
Everything's
anything you
doable.
mentioned is
I tell my clients, it's all a matter of money.
same thing I told my dad.
You can
Everything's
do, you
doable.
Can, you
Dad.
can do anything if you got the money.
Right, which is exactly what he told me. But go find the money, Natalie.
That's right.
Which is the same thing I'm doing as an adult.
That's right.
Yeah, but it's not. I think the things that need to be done here, they're not. It's not things that we can't do. It's not.
Oh,
things-
no,
it's
absolutely.
Not pie in the sky
and
stuff.
it's worth it. I mean, it's an investment. That's
Right,
that's
and
the
we
way it's supposed to be.
absolutely will see the return on that
absolutely.
investment.
We're going to have to actually get people back, because during this time of our recovery that we are staggering through is that these folks have gone to the Carolinas.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they've.
So we're going to have to coax them back or get new people.
And that's going to be more money, advertising,
absolutely.
Visit Sarasota, or however,
Right.
we do that with bringing people back.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a challenge right now. I mean, our numbers have dropped, and you brought that up at the meeting.
No, considerably, and that's the selling point, is that we're hundreds of millions of dollars off, and tens of thousands of visitors off
Wow.
of our, what I'd say, our peak.
Mm-hmm.
Recent peak it was 2022.
It'll be interesting to see, this week is the busiest week of the year between Christmas and New
Right.
Year's. I'm going to be very interested to see how all the businesses have done.
Right. Now this will be telltale.
Right. My business, real estate, has changed.
Yeah, I bet.
Absolutely. It's a different world. In a good way. You're an architect. I love older architecture, and my heart just broke with all the Sarasota homes that we lost.
Yeah.
But I'm happy to see that some people have been able to put them back together, and we've been able to keep some of that architecture. But going forward, it's a change overall, everything from one end to the next.
Well, we have to be more resilient.
Right.
I was able to sell the other commissioners on the fact we need to allow folks to be able to build up to 3 feet higher than the base flood elevation,
Oh, that's great.
because FEMA lowered the base flood elevation by a couple feet on Siesta Key. And so, but no, we have to get up higher. But you don't have to put everything on stilts. And so,
Yeah, a lot of people don't know that. They don't realize that you can build up. You can bring in dirt. You can.
well, be careful bringing in dirt, because dirt floods your neighbor. I would say don't bring in dirt except where you put your floor, and leave the rest of your yard the same elevation. And try some steps in the front or a winding ramp, which I've done. So it's just be careful about bringing in fill.
Great. They're building a house right behind me. So.
That's right. No, they're still out there, and one of the things that we're going to be working on this next year is making sure that we restrict the amount of fill and have a maximum slope from your house to your side yard, so that
To protect the neighbors when people, and
Right.
stuff like that's going to be the important stuff. That's the fallout of all of this. We're all talking
yeah.
about the beautification, but we're fortunate to have somebody with your knowledge on the board, because you understand all this.
well, if you want, you're only allowed on Siesta Key to have 50% impervious. counting your house and driveway. Well, if the ground is at such a slope, it doesn't have a chance to percolate. It just rushes into your neighbor's yard. Or into a swale that disappears not long after the house is done.
Yeah.
Because they landscape it and all the good stuff. So we need to just keep the elevation down between the houses and let it perk.
That is going to be a challenge because you do have, the house that's being built behind me, my house is elevated, so I'll be fine. But the house next to the house that's being built isn't like a 1950s house.
Well, your carport will just get their water.
Oh, great.
So don't put anything on the ground.
Right. I'll be calling you, Mark,
Right.
come fix it.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much for coming on the podcast. Is there
my
anything else you like going on in the county that you want to bring up, point out, highlight?
The fact is that with all the development we have, 34% of Sarasota County is protected. Is conservation easements or conservation areas. So that's a big plus. And I will say stormwater.
Right, that's been a
Ed
big
Quartermain,
deal.
heading up the stormwater department now, is doing a great job. It's going to take another year plus probably to get us back to where we need to be. But we're on our way, and God willing, we'll have another light to zero hurricane season.
Right? Yeah, 0 this year was great.
It gave us a chance. Now we've got to keep moving. But there's a lot of good things going on in Sarasota County, and there's also a YouTube video that's out there. The staff put together. I believe it was released this week. That goes over all the wonderful things.
Oh, really? All the highlights of Sarasota County?
So I could forward that to you if you don't have it.
That would be great. Touch on Midnight Pass really quickly.
Midnight Pass is live and well. You may know the county commission had gotten state funding to explore how we could open it, and then the good Lord did it for us. The only good thing that came out of the hurricanes.
The only good thing. One.
And it flushed. It's flushing Sarasota Bay. It's stable, relatively stable. It moves about 100 feet north or south. It's being watched by about 6 or so different agencies, including Sarasota County. Its width, its depth is measured probably every week or so, and so it's being monitored. If something drastic, if it starts to move or fill in or whatever, the state will be notified, and we'll make sure that doesn't happen.
It was designated as an inlet, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so that means it's going to stay open, and
That means we're allowed to keep it open.
Okay.
Maintain it if needed. But our goal as a commission, I think as a community, is to keep it natural. We're not going to make a jetty out of it. So.
Well, so far it doesn't look like it.
But it's still in waterway terms. It's still juvenile. It's I think
makes sense. Army Corps monitoring it and all that.
Well, it hasn't reached its
right
maturity as a pass, so it can do things, and that's what it's doing now. But it takes about, I think it was like 5 to 10 years for it to be considered a more mature pass. So this is why we're watching, and so you don't act now.
Right, you've got to let it.
You got to let it get its sea legs, you might say.
Right.
Until it stabilizes. So anyway, but it's doing great.
Well, that's a lot of people were concerned about that too.
Sure.
But I think they can kind of rest easy on that.
I would rest easy on it. Believe me, there's so many eyes on it that if anything squirrely happens, we'll be on it.
Good. Well, thank you again for coming on. I appreciate it. You've been such a fan of the show, and I really appreciate you coming on, talking to everybody.
Yeah.
Telling all your secrets.
You more than me.
Right.
That's fine.
I've got to keep Siesta Key informed about everything that's going on out here.
You're the eyes and ears.
Right. Well, thank you. Happy New Year, and we'll talk again soon.
Sounds good. Bye now.
Bye-bye.
The final segment is brought to you by the law offices of Eric Fleming. specializing in real estate closings. Mr. Fleming is also the current president of the Siesta Key Chamber of Commerce. And by Gilligan's Island Bar and Grill. Experience the heartbeat of the Siesta Village's dining and social scene.
Thank you for tuning in for another great episode of Siesta Sand Live. Commissioner Smith had a lot cut. Thank you for tuning in for a cut. Okay. Really want to say thank you to Commissioner Smith for coming on the podcast and having such great information. It's been a year. This working through the hurricanes, putting Siesta Key back together again. We've got a lot going on. Being put on the strategic plan is huge for Siesta Key. So keep your eyes out. I want you all to come out to the workshop. I want you to give your ideas. This is how we're going to make Siesta Key amazing. So thank you, Commissioner Smith. I really appreciate it. And stay tuned. Don't forget, reach out to me if you have any questions, natalie.gutwein@gmail.com, or you can always call me. And we've all going to work together to make this great. So thank you, and stay sunny, Siesta.
Siesta Sand Live is broadcast from Captain Kurt's Village. It's Siesta Key's home to great food, great drinks, great music, and great times. Look for the giant American flag.